Welcome back. If you just watched my other video review of this Fit Gym, now I'm just going to go over the carabiners real quick, which I mentioned. This is a quicker video just so you can get an idea what type of carabiners I've tried on it, and so you can not have to go through all those troubles. Let's get straight into it. What we did was get different types of D-rings, carabiners, whatever we want to call them. People would sit there and argue over whatever the title is. People will say if there's a difference, there's a difference. I don't really care. I try to keep things simple for all of us. It's just what works, what doesn't on this machine. I'm not going mountain climbing. So let's get into it. Here is the different types. I have simple little clamp ones, smooth, rounded edges. Everything's pretty much round on it. There's no real sharp edges on this one. You got your one which you can secure, and it has where you can spin it up and it'll lock in place. When you open it up, it's got sharper edges on the inside here and there. Advantages though that you can lock it in place if that's something you are interested in being able to do. On this system, if you didn't watch, rubber bands is probably the number one piece of equipment I use on this. It allows you to work out your whole body on this machine. So let's get back in there, and that's what these are for. That's why I mentioned that. This one is going to be where it's two-sided. And if you watch the other one I was talking about at the bottom of this base here on this piece of equipment, this thing doesn't really work well down there. And the reason is because right in here, it's gotten all eaten up. That base little metal bar inside there, which you attach this to, is squared, not round. So this gets eaten up. If it was round, I would love this one to be able to be down there. But this gets eaten up. And since the piece of metal on the base of this piece of equipment is squared, it eats into this and just cuts right into it. So then I have a higher gauged D-ring, carabiner, whatever you want to call this. And I believe this came with this equipment when I purchased the curl bar. I think this was a part of it. So when I got this right here is perfect for down there. It's with far as not eating the metal up, because every other one I showed you, that metal is going to get eaten up down there because it's squared down there. And that is not good, because if you take it off and use it somewhere else, those little sharp edges are going to cut into your rubber bands, and you don't want that. You have to be careful. But this one works well down there, but it is sharp on the inside. So if anybody can find a higher gauge one like this, which is smoothed on the inside, and when I say the inside, I'm talking about where the teeth are to put this thing together. I don't want to sit here and drum them down and then maybe cause a sharp edge, sharper than what's on here. So I'll leave it as it is. However, this is what I use down there, and I just take my time, and I haven't cut any of my rubber bands. Some of my rubber bands get a little bit of nicks in them. They're going to over time. Anything is going to wear down. All equipment does. So to overview what kind of carabiners I would recommend for this. If you're attaching it to the base, this, as of right now, unless we can find one better. If we're going to be attaching it, I'll throw these out. These are good, but not for this piece of equipment, not for the intention of it. I just wouldn't use them for this. This is too much work for me. You got to spin it on, spin it off. That's way too much work to turn around and put it down there, or attach it up here, or attach it to one of the bars. No, too much work. This one is the best I have found for me. And I think it will probably be really good for you. This has all the round edges, and it's a little clip, and that's it. Little small gauge wire here when you're clipping it in. However, that's not under the tension. The tension's in here and here when you're doing it. So this is never going to be a matter. It's just a matter of containing it, the rubber band inside there. And it has a big, nice gap in there where I can put several rubber bands in there and increase the weight really big. So that's my review of what type of carabiners I would use with the Fit Gym. If you haven't checked out the Fit Gym video, go check it out. I'm also going to be doing a rubber band review just so you can understand why I liked a certain brand over another. Thanks. Great seeing you. See you on the next one. And by the way, there's always a mental health note at the end. Remember, when we make mistakes, we learn from them. It's okay. Don't be so hard on yourself. I am. The reason I say that, maybe you're not. I am. I judge myself all day long. I've worked on it for the past year to 2 years to not be doing that. If you start doing that, stress, anxiety, etc. is going to start coming off of you. At least for me, it did. So I recommend you did what you did, and you can correct whatever you did if you did it wrong. Just don't keep on doing the same problem. Learn that we all are going to make mistakes. Every last one of us. And just remember that. Whoever's sitting there and has to judge on you, they've made that probably the same mistake or a similar mistake. So remember that. Learn from it. Just move on. Don't stress out over it. Don't lose sleep. I'll see you. Great seeing you again.